You're listening to the world of business and taxes with Mike Lodge, keeping you informed. So let's get started.
And good morning and welcome to the WBT. I'm glad that you joined us. This is Michael Lodge. And I've been getting some calls from individuals out there that say that they are getting calls from people who say that they are the IRS. Well, I'm telling you right now that you are not going to get a call from the IRS if there's an issue with you. So the Internal Revenue Service this week issued a warning that tax-related scams are really getting hot this summer. And there's more and more variations of the scam. So let's go over some of those. Okay, let me preface this, that many of these scams are variations of a theme, and they involving fictitious tax bills and demands to pay by purchasing and transferring information, involving a gift card or iTunes card. Taxpayers can avoid this and other tricky financial scams by taking a few minutes and listening to me for a few seconds. I just had a client call me this last week saying that the IRS called them and threatened them and said they were going to put them in jail this afternoon if they did not pay. And I think it was like $2,000. So the lady ran down and the guy says, you need to put it on to a gift card. So she ran down, got a gift card for $1,000 and gave it to him. I'm not going to say dumb because it's a client, but it is dumb, okay? It's really dumb. The IRS is not going to take payments that way. They're not going to call you, not going to do anything of this, okay? So let's review the signs of what these scams are, okay? So the number one scam at the moment that's being put out there is called an EFTPS scam. It's a new scam which is linked to the Electronic Federal Tax Payment System, or the EFTPS. And it has been reported nationwide by many people. In this ruse, con artists what they do is they call and demand immediate tax payment. The caller claims to be from the IRS and says that 2 certified letters mailed to the taxpayer were returned as undeliverable. The scammer then threatens arrest if a payment is not made immediately by a specific prepaid debit card. Victims are told that the debt card is linked to the EFTPS when, in reality, it's controlled entirely by the scammer. Victims are warned not to talk to their So what happens is that these scammers, they say, listen, victim, don't talk to your tax preparer or your attorney or the local IRS office until the payment is made. What a scam, okay? Listen, if you have people calling you the scam, give them our number, 877-778-1770, and we will talk to them. Because I'm getting tired of dealing with these people that are ripping my clients off and you people out there also. Pay attention. If they're asking for some type of debit card or gift card or something like that, it's a scam. Excuse me. And by the way, the IRS will never call you. So another issue is robocall messages. Let me tell you, the IRS does not call and leave pre-recorded urgent messages asking for a call back. In this tactic, scammers tell victims that if they do not call back, a warrant will be issued for their arrest. Those who do respond are told they must make immediate payment either by a specific prepaid debit card or by a wire transfer. Again, it's the same old story. So, if you're getting a robocall or a pre-recorded message from the IRS, it's not the IRS, it's a scammer. Remember, scam, robocall, okay? Get away from it. Private debt collection scams. The IRS recently began sending out letters to a relatively small group of taxpayers whose overdue federal tax accounts are being assigned to one of 4 private sector collection agencies. Taxpayers should be on the lookout for scammers posing as private collection firms. The IRS authorized firms will only be calling about a tax debt the person has had and has been aware of for years, the IRS would have previously contacted taxpayers about their tax debt. And it's always done in writing, okay? First you get it in writing, and then if the IRS assigns it over to a private collection firm, and I think there's only like 4 of them out there, so that have been approved by the IRS. But if they say they're a collection agency, I told the IRS at the time when they set this up, I said, you know what, people are going to get confused. I had a collection agency, not a collection agency, but members of the tax collection department in my office the other day on a client, and I told them, this is going to be so confusing because now you've told taxpayers that that you have hired tax collection agencies, and they are going to be calling in or visiting people to collect that debt. So how is the average individual supposed to know? Because they don't keep a list of the 4 collection agencies the IRS has hired. How are they going to know? It's going to be confusing. So what I would say, if you're getting a collection call, refer them over to your tax practitioner and have them deal with them. Because you don't know whether or not if it's a fraud or not. And the IRS practitioner can help you through that. So call your tax practitioner if you're getting calls from a collection agency that's representing the IRS, okay? Have them call you, their tax preparer. Also, the scammers are now targeting people with limited English proficiency. Sad, isn't it? Taxpayers with limited English proficiency have been recent targets of phone scams and email phishing scams that continue to occur across the country. Con artists often approach victims in their native language, threaten them with deportation, police arrest, and license revocation, among other things. They tell their victims they owe the IRS money and must pay it promptly through a pre-loaded debit card, gift card, or wire transfer. They may also leave urgent callback requests through phone robocalls or via a phishing email. So let's talk about what are the signs of a scam. 1. Call to demand immediate payment using a specific payment method such as a prepaid debit card, gift card, or wire transfer. The IRS does not use these methods for tax payments. The IRS will usually first mail a bill to any taxpayer who owes taxes. All tax payments should only be made payable to the U.S. Treasury, and checks should be made payable to third parties. Then they threaten to immediately bring in local police or law enforcement groups to have the taxpayer arrested for not paying. Then the other part of the scam is they demand that taxes be paid without giving the taxpayer the opportunity to question or appeal the amount owed. And then they also ask for credit and debit card numbers over the phone. So those are the how do you say that? The tall tales or telltales? The telltale signs of any scam. Remember that, okay? So if they're calling to demand a payment using a specific payment method, scam. If they're threatening to bring in local police and have you arrested, scam. If they demand taxes to be paid and you don't have any opportunity to question or appeal the method, scam. Ask for a credit or debit card numbers over the phone, scam. Okay, so remember that. If those are the kind of calls that you're getting, hang up on them. For anyone who doesn't owe taxes and has no reason to think they do not give out any information, hang up immediately. You can contact the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration to report the call and call them at this number, okay? Write this down. 800-366-4484. I'll say it again. 800-366-4484. Okay? And report what just happened to you. And then you can also report it to the Federal Trade Commission. Use the FTC Complaint Assistant on ftc.gov And please add IRS telephone scam in your notes that you're sending them. Okay? So here is the issue of summertime scams. And it's rampant out there because I know that some of my clients are getting hit with this and some of them are falling for that. And we've tried to get this out at least 3 and 4 times during the year, trying to tell people to please beware of these scams. And they're very good. And a lot of them will have various accents and they will sound like they are part of a team. And you can hear people talking in the background and all this other stuff. And it sounds good because they're a scammer. Scammers know how to make themselves sound really good and official. If you have a problem and if you have a concern, just call our office at 877-778-1770. Refer the caller over to you. Just say, hey, listen, you need to talk to my tax guy. Here's his number, 877-778-1770. And that's who you talk to. Do not talk to me about it, but talk to my tax practitioner. Okay, so those are tax scams out there for this summer. So while everybody's at the beach, the scammers are still playing. This is Mike Lodge with the WBT. If you want to go to our podcast website, which is www.wbtpod.com. I hope that you have a great day. And don't get scammed.
This podcast is brought to you by the real estate firm that works for you. Castle Lodge Realty Group has highly trained real estate professionals to help you buy or sell a home. Professionals that know the real estate market and will find the right property for you. Call Amy Simone at 818-636-6804. The broker in charge. It's time to go home with Castle Lodge Realty Group, serving all of Southern California.
Thank you for listening. Join us again tomorrow.
Stay informed with the world of business and taxes with Mike Lodge.
Have a great day.